What's up? Welcome to the Weekly Drop, episode 2.
We made it.
Yay! First things first, follow us on Instagram at the Weekly Drop Pod. That's POD. We are going to be making a Facebook page soon. We were advised to make one so we can have some awesome interaction with some of our games and our topics. We also will interact with you on Instagram, so look out for that Facebook page. I'm very excited. We got some awesome feedback about our first episode. We got some, what is it called? Critical
analysis. Let's call it that.
Oh, okay. But a lot of good stuff that I feel like is going to work for us
and for you.
We're really excited. So obviously this is the Weekly Drop. We are best friends who date. We've been dating for over a year and a half, basically. My name is Erica.
My name is Michael.
And we're going to be talking to you about all things awesome.
Yeah, awesome. This is going great. So much better than the first episode.
All right, so we're going to recap some of the stuff we talked about last week. You said somebody's name wrong.
I did. So my apologies go out to, and this is the correct way now, Giveon Hansu.
Which is weird because it's spelled as Simon.
Yeah, it's backward spelling. My mispronunciation, it's all a problem.
So if you didn't hear that episode, please go back and listen to episode 1. It's called To the Max. We were talking about the Gran Turismo movie, and that is the dad that plays
in the Gran Turismo movie. Yeah,
that plays the dad. Yeah. Any other things that you wanted to?
Yeah. Speaking of dads.
Oh.
So this episode's going to be coming out on a Monday. However, recording on Sundays.
It's my dad's birthday.
It is your dad's birthday.
Yay!
So happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Dad.
If I could sing, I'd sing, but.
We're going to sing when we talk about our song of the week.
Yeah, okay.
Yikes. So I think that's all for our recap, really. We kind of covered everything last week. And like I said, we're so grateful for any advice that we've gotten. And yeah, just follow us at the Weekly Pod Drop. The Weekly Drop Pod.
Yeah, close enough.
Sorry, somebody texted me at the same time and I got very confused. So let's get ready to drop it like it's hot.
Let's do it. So this week in music, we got some crazy stuff going on.
For real.
So it was recently put out that there was an artificial intelligence song that came out in April of this year. And coincidentally enough, it was 2 megastars, Drake and The Weeknd. The song was titled Heart on My Sleeve. And the article that came out this week stated that that song was eligible for a Grammy.
But they didn't even make the song.
Neither of them submitted vocals. Neither of them approved it. But because a human person wrote the song, it was eligible for a Grammy. Thoughts on that?
That's messed up. You're basically using somebody's likeliness and, their voice, their flow, which obviously if you're writing for them, you understand their flow, but still you're using their
so
flow.
These artists I'm calling them artists. That's so bad. Mm-hmm. These people are writing with the artist in mind. So they're tailoring towards how they would flow, lyrics they might use, and then just overlaying their accent and voice over it. And now there's the potential that they could profit off that. They could win a Grammy.
I don't think that's fair.
I don't think so either. And as we're recording this, I'm actually looking up this article, and it just so happens that has been debunked.
Oh, okay, good.
So we're in the clear. Well, I guess they're in the clear, the artists.
That's crazy, though, because even if you respect an artist like Drake and The Weeknd and you're like, I'm going to make this song and dub their voices over it, and basically they made the songs. I, as an artist, if I was Drake or The Weeknd, I would not like you.
Yeah. No, I think I'd be pretty mad. I know the artists have to be mad when some of their stuff leaks out that's actually them. Mm-hmm. So then to have a whole song, nevertheless, like even a whole album come out on YouTube of fake music that just has their voice on it, you could get pretty pissed off, I would think.
And the sad thing about it is that it's honestly fire.
Yeah, the song's kind of good. It's a little annoying. And I also think the hunger of wanting another Drake and Weeknd song together after all these years. We go back and listen to Crew Love once a week. And that's from 2011.
You can't force 2 people to make a song for you.
No, you can't.
It is funny though, because we have a friend named Jeremy, and he hit you up.
Name drop Jeremy on 2 different podcasts.
Yes. He hit you up and was like, did you hear this new song by Drake and The Weeknd?
And me, who a Drake enthusiast, I know all things, all songs. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And he sends it, and sure enough, not real.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, bro.
Computer.
It's not real.
I felt bad because I texted him and I was like, That's not real.
But you could still listen to it, which still kind of isn't right, but
yeah.
not real.
They ended up citing it that the reason it got blocked is because of the vocals. Vocals were not approved by the artists, and therefore it can't get submitted.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I say this with a heavy heart. Good for that guy for being able to write a song, but maybe just write a song and perform it yourself now. Don't steal other people's
He definitely
likeliness.
is a keyboard warrior and cannot sing. There's no way. If you're out there, he can message me and let me know he's not.
Oh, we're about to start beef with the keyboard warrior?
No.
Good luck.
Not today.
Somebody that started some beef.
Not
Mr.
today.
Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy
Chalamet has some beef with somebody I don't really like, Travis Scott.
LaFleur.
You love him. But he has some beef with him because he is now dating Kylie Jenner. And that was a speculation for a while. They were saying that they saw them leaving restaurants together, or they saw them at Kylie's house, which is super stalkerish. But basically, they did their grand debut at Beyonce's birthday concert in LA.
Where everyone was at.
Absolutely everyone was there. Zendaya, Tom Holland, every single star you could think of was there, plus whoever else wanted to be there, and obviously Beyonce. And they were kissing, didn't care that they were on camera. They were hugging, booed up. So that was just like their grand, like, yeah, we are
The
dating.
big reveal.
What about it? Kind of thing. I personally like it.
It's different. I don't know how I feel just yet. I've seen a couple of his movies now at this point. I like all of them. Mm-hmm. And I personally would kind of wish he would just stay out of it.
Yeah, because a lot of people think when you get with a Kardashian Jenner, it causes trouble, especially during that
It
whole
causes headlines at the least.
Chloe, Lamar Odom. Like he was like missing a bunch of, or he wasn't winning the games or something like that.
And then he was doing bad things.
Yeah. So it was like that was happening. And then Kendall started dating Bad Bunny, El Conejo Malo, and everybody's kind of upset about that, even though I think they're freaking adorable.
Yeah, it's funny. And the memes are even funnier.
Yeah, because she's super American and he's super Puerto Rican.
Like some of the ones that we've seen, they'll be like, oh my God, wow, I love this song. And it's like,
it's okay, Kylie.
Yeah.
I mean, Kendall. Their names are all so similar.
Yeah, they all blended.
But I do understand what you're saying about the drama happening that could happen potentially, especially because I think Travis Scott even name dropped. Well, not name dropped.
He put it in one of the songs on Utopia, and I was actually looking for the exact lyric, and I can't
Something
find it
about
anywhere.
like Willy Wonka, right?
Yeah.
So
okay, I think I have it. So it says Chocolate AP, which is AP the watch, and Chocolate the V's, which is V necklace, and got the Willy Wonka factory. Burn an athlete like it's calories. Find another flame hot as me.
yeah.
So flame being La Flame, him, and basically saying, good luck. You found Timmy. Now bye-bye to me.
I don't know, but Timmy's a vibe though. So
Yep.
I'm rooting for them.
Go everyone. We're rooting for love.
Yes, root for love as long as it's true.
It's like a Bachelor title for the show.
Root for love.
Yeah, Root for Love. Season 27.
That's terrible. So Krishan Rock, she got with Blueface. That was a whole thing and a half. If you've never heard or seen about that, I would just say
Then stay away. You're doing a great thing if you've never heard about it.
Unless you're truly into drama and being like, what is happening? You can Google it, but their whole situationship is and was not healthy. But they did have a baby out of it. And they just had the baby and they named it Krishan Malone. Well, I'm not going to say they named it because Krishan Rock named it. Krishan Malone, which I think sounds good because Krishan can be a girl's or guy's name. And then Malone just sounds cool because I think of Post Malone.
Okay.
So I don't know. But they had she had her baby on
Instagram
Live. I didn't watch it.
She had the baby on Instagram Live.
She pushed said baby.
She recorded pushing the baby on Instagram Live.
There's so many things that I would not put on Instagram, but like
that's up there.
That's like that. I wouldn't even think of that being number one because I would never think, let me have my baby on Instagram Live. But she's a different breed.
Yep, she did it. And then relating back to last week where they named the child Baby.
Yes.
She got way more creative and just looked within. and she found the name for her child by looking in the mirror.
I mean, she said, I am the mother.
So I'm going to name the child my own name.
I like it. I mean, it's better than Blueface.
Better than Baby or Blueface.
Blueface Malone.
Red face. Something else.
That's not okay.
Okay.
That's not okay. So we're going to go into the song of the week.
What you got?
Oh, I'm first?
Yeah. Oh, did you go first last week?
Yes,
You
I did. So
you
you
want me
go
to
first. Yeah.
Okay. So the past couple of years, there has been an emerging artist, I guess we could say, who has done a lot of background stuff. He's most recently been featured on Don Toliver's album that just came out, Lovesick. Love that album.
Yeah.
He was on Utopia with Travis. Love that album. And his vibe is different.
When I first heard him, was like, what? And now I'm like, we have to go to a concert.
And then his name, I feel like, perfectly encapsulates him. It's so weird. But the gentleman I'm referring to is Tizo Touchdown, which that is so much fun to say. We've been watching football recently, and even when they're like, oh, touchdown, I'm like, hey, Tizo
Touchdown.
So he just released his debut album after years and years of just doing features only. And there's a song on there called UHHH.
Okay.
And it's so catchy that it's the only thing I've been listening to for the last 2 days.
Well, we got advised from our awesome listeners that we should sing the songs.
Okay.
So you have to sing a little snippet of it.
Okay. Let me get prepared for this because, I don't have a lot of vocal training.
Right,
so
right.
This is
This
is tough, yeah.
Oh, I kind of ate on that.
That was a good meme.
Thank you. Hashtag Mariah Carey.
You got this.
You got this. I have my lyrics pulled up, so you were not prepared. Oh,
yeah, I was not prepared. But this seems to be a common trend with this is I'm just not prepared, and I just ramble to make sure I'm prepared.
It's okay.
And then I'm ready.
You have way more notes than me.
So it starts off very, hardcore rock.
Okay.
With, drums and guitar. And he starts out the song, and he's like, you know what's on my mind? Just like that. I know what's on your mind. But then, out of nowhere, he, reached deep into his pocket, and he pulled out the R&B bag.
Okay.
In a same song that has rock elements. And he goes, I'm freezing up. I don't think I can perform live because I'm freezing up. He goes, I know that you're nervous. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah. I'm kind of nervous too. I'm not going to do the rest because you guys need to hear him.
You're not going to do the chorus?
Oh, okay. So I'll finish it up with this.
Okay.
But he goes, first I'm gonna then I'm gonna and that's gonna make you And this is not a singing pod.
His grammar
this
bag.
is not a singing pod.
It could be. You never know.
So let's please bless them with you singing. So I feel like they've all tuned out at this point.
No. Welcome back.
If you skipped ahead, you skipped ahead to a good part.
So my song of the week, I'm excited to hear your reaction for this because I actually didn't pick it until about 2 hours before we recorded this.
Nothing like last minute.
We love a last minute queen, and that is me. I am she. My song of the week is Giveon, Like I Want You.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, first of all, it's no secret. Obviously, Mike and I are dating. He knows we'll tell somebody when somebody's hot. So he loves Georgia Smith.
Oh yeah.
I love Giveon. I think Giveon is chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? I also thought Giveon was British.
And he sounds it. And if you didn't know, he is from California, which is not located in the UK.
But every song sounds like he's British. So the song I picked was Like I Want You. And he's like I want you.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's true.
Oh, yeah, hold that note. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sorry I broke your ears, but that is one of our favorite songs. And I thought it was hilarious that we just found out this past week that he's not British because we watched his Tiny Desk and he's like, I'm from North Carolina.
He's like, I'm from California. And we were like, who?
What do you mean? What do you mean you're from California?
Yeah.
Heartbroken.
So, and I think the reason he really sounds British to me is he sounds like Sampha.
Yes.
Who is from over there. And I just always put them together in the same room, and they are not in the same room.
They're in different countries.
Literally.
Thank you.
Oh, you got a good laugh on that one.
Thank you.
You want to swing it to sports?
No. We're going to talk about movies.
Oh, I was so ready for sports.
You're on the wrong page. We have a little cheat sheet that we use to try and organize us, but
keep in mind I have 4 sheets because my scatterbrain can't keep anything concise.
He wants to be disorganized, but we're going to bring it back in. So we did want to talk about movies and TVs today. So movies are being affected by the strike. So if you didn't know, there was a writer's strike and a SAG Actors Guild strike, all that stuff. Basically, there is a pause on production of movies because we want equal rights and they're not trying to give it to us. I mean, love Disney, but they're making so much money off of people and not giving like residuals and all that stuff. There's literally artists on Instagram that are getting 16 cents for something they did. And these people will literally write out a check for 16 cents. And I feel like that's just rude.
It's really bad. I mean, and it's worse because we watched something recently and they said that the people behind the studios would tell the actors, just be lucky that you have a job.
Exactly.
And that is insane. And no, I forget which one we watched, and I feel bad because I want to cite it, but they told the actor, be lucky that you just have a job. And then after that, they doubled down by saying, we have more people waiting that can take your spot if you leave.
Oh, we watched Muscles and Mayhem. Is that what you're talking about?
It might have been.
The American Gladiators?
Yeah, documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, so basically they were like, they too wanted more money because they signed a contract that was not good. Also, if you haven't seen Muscles and Mayhem, the American Gladiator story on Netflix, that thing is so good.
It's intense.
So it's about 4 episodes, but basically they wanted more rights, and the guy was like, you either show up to work or
we got more for you.
You're done. Yeah, we have a line out the door, so I don't care about your rights, basically. And they for sure fired them.
Yeah.
And then when the show started to tank, they're like,
can you come back?
We need you.
Please.
I'm like, and that's what's going to happen here is that if they don't reach a settlement that's like good for everyone, but mostly good for the people that are on strike right now, you guys aren't going to get good content.
And you're not going to get movies. And that's kind of a problem because, I mean, we're huge moviegoers. I know a lot of people that they make it almost a monthly routine to go and check out what's new. And I think it's a big part of seeing the new trailers that come out and getting hyped up. I remember the anticipation that built a couple years ago for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
After that year drought of no Marvel stuff. And you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen when we get back in the theater? And the audience reaction in that theater was insane for the scene that obviously I won't mention, but there's a couple movies that have been pushed back already. Off the top, Dune, so Timmy's movie. Dune 2 got pushed back a full calendar year.
Let's not just give that to Timmy though. Queen Zendaya is on there.
Yeah, okay.
She's a main.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Additionally, Spider-Verse, the sequel to the Spider-Verse movie that just came out this past year, they allegedly said that they were going to have that out in April of 2024. That has been moved to be determined.
Ooh, so
the not fun date.
Maybe the 30s.
Yeah, and then I'll wrap that one up with Deadpool 3.
And that's the one that Hugh Jackman's in, right?
Yes. So Ryan Reynolds posted a picture of Hugh Jackman in a comic accurate Wolverine outfit. So the nerd in me went absolutely ballistic. And to see Hugh Jackman back on the live screen playing a character that all of us grew up with and love and think he does perfect, that's going to be amazing. Plus, Ryan Reynolds is hilarious.
So it's weird because it's like there's all these movies that they're in the middle of making, or they've completed movies that they're like, oh, we're not going to put it out because
we can't market it, we can't put it out.
Yeah,
it's at a freeze, a complete standstill.
There was a whole issue online. Selena Gomez posted a background picture of Only Murders in the Building because that's the show she's on with Steve Martin, and everyone's like, "Hello, actors strike! Like, what are you doing?" And then she took it off. So she was like, she didn't even realize what she did, or maybe she did. I can't really speak for her.
It's just a huge gray area on what you can and can't do at the moment. There's a couple YouTube pages that I follow that like reacting to shows, movies, music, the whole nine. And some of them have flat out come out and been like, we're not going to really do much right now because we're respecting those actors and that situation.
Yeah,
so it's just a weird area and weird time right now.
I've taken acting classes and I've been in a couple of things, and I've trying to learn what not to post as well. So originally we had gone to see the Barbie movie, and I posted this cute TikTok of me and Mike, and then I ended up taking it down on all platforms because I'm like, that's supporting it when I'm not supposed to be. So it's not going to hurt me to take that down for a little bit. I can always put it back up, but it's like I do want to support the people that are fighting for their rights and need help. So there's also digital clones, like AI digital clones that they're doing, where basically they're taking jobs away from background actors. And so we just watched, if you haven't seen on Netflix, Black Mirror, we just watched the season 6 first episode, Joan is Awful. It's awesome. It has, and forgive me, I'm actually going to look it up right now because
While you look up that, the co-lead in that episode is Salma Hayek.
Yes.
And there's a couple others in there that play supporting roles that I think each do their role fantastic. And what's funny is the twist on this is there's like double actors for each role.
Yeah.
So there's people that are acting as the main people we've been introduced in the first episode. And I think they all complement each other, like playing a different perspective of each role. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So Annie Murphy, she's obviously in Schitt's Creek, and then she's in this show as well, this episode of Black Mirror, Joan is Awful. And basically they start taking her life and making it into a show. And then they use Salma Hayek's likeliness and face as like a deep fake kind of situation and basically make her do everything that Joan is doing in real life. But she's not. Show. Yeah, she's not really doing it. So Salma Hayek is off somewhere. She's never recorded this in her life, but they're making her do it. So what they're doing now is when background actors go into studios, they're scanning their faces from different sides and all this stuff. And if they're doing that, they're like, yeah, we can basically use your likeliness and use you on anything. And you won't get paid for it. You let us scan your face, so you just gave us you.
That's scary.
It's not fair.
It's scary because especially if you're depicted in a certain type of way and your face is on it, you're going to feel some type of way.
And this whole episode, basically, we didn't watch the end yet because somebody fell asleep.
I'm tired.
But the whole episode basically was like, you read the terms and conditions, you accepted it, you can't do anything about it. So it's basically like, you said yes.
So are you going to just scroll right past it next time you have to read a terms and conditions?
I want to say no, but I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so long. Right?
It's just so many.
I mean, we didn't learn anything from this episode.
No.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's sad. Onward.
Not forward.
So I was so excited about this earlier. I skipped movies, but we got some sports to talk about. I'm sorry to the movie department of this podcast, but
me.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Go.
So sports. I think the youth movement is back in full swing in the sports world.
What do you mean by that?
So first off, baseball. The Yankees have had a god-awful season. It's been one of the worst in recent memory. You have to go back years and years, even before I was born, to how bad they were the last time like this.
And the reason I know that is because when I first met you, when we first started dating, you're like, oh, we have to watch this game. We have to, I have to sit here and watch this game.
All of the games, all of the time.
This whole year, you've been like, what do you want to do? You want to go watch this? I'm like,
yeah,
where's your games?
Every other sport, every other thing, no games. So there has been a light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Maybe. The Yankees recently called up 20-year-old Jason Dominguez to the major league roster. He flew up the minor leagues, and now he's with the big team.
And he's 20?
And he is 20 years old. He is the first player in Yankees history to hit a home run in the first he's the first Yankee to hit 4 home runs in the first 7 games of his career.
Wow.
In Yankee history. Yeah. At 20 years old.
I don't even
Starting center fielder for the New York Yankees at 20 years old.
I don't even know what I was doing when I was 20.
Surreal. Dreaming about that exact moment is what I was doing. But that has to be so surreal you stand there in the middle of the field and all the fans, they're all on your side because you're the phenom that just got called up. And you're just a little baby.
So he has so much growth to do, but it's like just to get so much better.
And what I think takes a lot of pressure off his back as well is, he's a phenom in the making, and there's a lot of poise and support behind him. But if he looks to the left, he's got Aaron Judge right next to him, who is the king of New York City.
And how old is Aaron Judge?
He's sub 30.
Okay.
But he's signed to a mega deal. He's going to be a Yankee for life. Exactly how it's supposed to be. He's the captain of the team.
Aww.
But passing of the torch moment, we got some young guys coming up, and future looks bright.
That's good. So next year might be a different story.
I hope so. And you'll know because the TV will be back on the games. So we'll see how it goes. But as far as this year, we have another awesome youth movement sports story, and that is going to be Coco Gauff of the U.S. Open.
Ooh.
So 19-year-old tennis star. She is the first teenager to win a U.S. Open, a major title, since Serena in 1999.
Wow. I feel like they're training these people at like 2 years old.
You want to know what's crazy? Serena just retired. So she literally exited the door and Coco entered.
She
and just
passed the torch.
Passed the torch.
Wow. 19?
Yeah. So she hit the game-winning point yesterday, I think this happened, and immediately fell to the ground in tears.
Wow.
19 years old, and she did it in New York. The U.S. Open was in New York, so.
Good for them.
It's amazing. That feeling had to be even more amazing because, I mean, to do it in front of general fans is a cool feeling, but there's A-list superstars at these U.S. Open matches. I saw Kevin Durant was there, basketball star. I saw Tom Brady's. Obviously, everyone knows Tom Brady. And that's just to name two of the many, many that were there.
And just to put it into perspective, she can't even drink yet.
No.
She can't
She's
even
gonna
drink
go home and celebrate with apple juice.
You did her dirty.
Well, I mean, apple juice
Maybe
is good.
sparkling,
okay.
apple juice.
Sparkling apple juice.
Yeah, that we used to have for New Year's.
Yeah.
I was lit when we had those. Well, not lit, but...
Fake lit.
Fake lit.
Like how... Yeah, you have to know people that did that.
Oh, yeah.
Where you would drink, like, the fake alcohol and act like you were drunk.
So drunk.
You're like, oh my God, I had so much fun. Yeah, you're drinking freaking Coke. So, nice.
Your favorite... Well, not your favorite season, but I feel like it's your favorite season this time because baseball's like... Meh.
Yeah, baseball morphs into the playoffs, so you get those high-intensity, real gritty games. All the fans are standing. The leaves are falling. Not where we're from. The leaves are falling. Times are changing, and the fall is just the best time of the year.
Why?
It's so good.
It's so good.
You got the leaves, like I said. I really love the leaves. For a place that it doesn't happen,
I wouldn't know.
I love the leaves. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Halloween is right around the corner. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And then my birthday is right around the corner. So nothing big, no big deal. But yeah. So there's a lot coming up. And then there's also football and fantasy football, which everyone loves, I feel like. Even people that don't really like it, they're like, oh, let me try it. It looks fun.
I like looking at everybody pick their teams and all that stuff. I've never actually done it, but it looks fun.
Yeah, it's wild. And then I think one of the funniest things to come out of fantasy football is how people will make the loser of the league do crazy stuff.
Yes. So our friend actually lost, I guess.
Yeah.
And he lives in New York, so he had to go onto the Brooklyn Bridge in his, what I assume is his wife's cheerleading outfit.
Oh my gosh.
And he had to like hold up a sign that he lost like fantasy football, and then he had to post it and tag all our friends. And I was just like, what is this man doing?
You just have to.
It was so funny. He did it in the middle of the night, so they said next time you have to do it full traffic, like during the day.
So, okay, but also he did it in the middle of the night in the city that never sleeps.
That's true.
It's still noon at midnight. It's night noon.
Night noon. You're gonna coin that?
Night noon.
It's night noon.
So, yeah, football's back, and I think the only really cool thing that happened this week, which I found ironically funny, is we have a little Survivor fantasy league of our own. So you're gonna pick each team, and from there, whoever you pick, if they win, you move on. If you lose, you're out. And
just like
there's money on the line, so that always makes it more fun. My sister picked a team. She picked a team this week.
And I think she's into football a lot. Yeah. But also, does she know the teams like that?
She might. She surprises me every day.
She knows a lot. Like the other day we were talking about like who's on this team, who's on this team. She's like, oh, that's that one guy. Blah, blah, blah. Like,
and he went here. She pulled out stats like she was a computer. I'm like, oh,
that's why she's winning.
I was like, I've been away for a little bit and all this happened, but she made the insane pick of having the Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night, the home opener, where the Chiefs did their Super Bowl celebration. They had Mahomes out there, the whole nine.
I think they did too much, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, I agree. And she made that pick, and she is now on to next week in our league. And she picked no popular teams. I think it was 0.1% of everyone picked the Lions, and she is in that prestigious list.
I love that.
So see you next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed, I picked Baltimore.
I'm Team Alana.
Okay.
So I think she's going to win the whole thing.
Why don't you have her on the podcast?
Okay, we can.
The weekly drop with Erica and Alana instead.
You sound salty.
That's my life.
All right.
So lifestyle. Look at that. What a segue.
How cute. Oh.
This is your section.
How?
All right. Well,
you don't have a lifestyle. So one thing that we're really big into, so obviously, like I said in the beginning, we are best friends who date, and we have been dating for a year, and it's going to be a year and a half in October. But we were kind of like best friends before that. I would say the closest to best friends as we could be, because you were in another situation. And so I feel like I got to know you obviously on a friendship level, and I just could tell you everything. When I was going on a date with somebody, I would text you and our friend Martin, and I'd be like, hey guys, this is what he looks like in case anything happens. So it's
Martin and I would look at each other. We'd be like, what
is she doing? Yeah. And you'd get
on?
2 a.m. texts from me when I was in downtown, like just crazy stuff. So we were that close. But one thing I love is as we started dating, I got to know another side of you and got more close. And it's because we did so many different date nights and actually like really hung out with each other and got to know each other. But it wasn't like forced or anything.
It was natural.
I feel like every time I wanted to do something, you were interested in it. And then vice versa. Like it was never like, oh, I don't really want to do that. Like we just wanted to do everything together. And so one of my favorite things is that I feel like personally dating you, we're like date night all the time.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to actually plan date nights.
Actual date nights.
And go out. Or even if you are doing like, let's cook a dinner and have a paint night at home. We've done that a lot. I didn't
know I was an artist until I met you.
Yeah, you're killing it with the artist game.
I got some cool stuff.
I was like,
we'll have to showcase it. Someone might want to buy it for a quarter or something.
Yeah, so I just think it helps with getting to know each other more, going on the deeper level. I mean, you create all these like new memories.
Like a great example, I don't think I ever would have went to the arts festival that you took me to the one time, and I want to go back this year when it gets cold again and it feels nice. You dress up a little bit, go check out some new stuff and see what they've changed from the last year.
Yeah, and it's stuff that like you might have done on your own. Like I remember I went to this pumpkin farm with my friends, and then when we started dating, I was like, I really want to go to the pumpkin farm, and I don't know if my boyfriend's going to want to do that, but we're going to go. And we had the best time, even though I was sweating like a 9th grade football player. Hot. But we had the best time, and I feel like we made so many different memories. So recently,
we have some memories. Yeah. Some core memories.
We went to this hibachi spot local to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like this is your story.
Oh man, I had the perfect angle. So I'm currently adjacent to you. And at the restaurant, you were sitting right next to me. We were having our normal conversations, talking about our podcast, actually, talking about a couple other things. And it got to that time of the dinner at the other table where the chef is looking around at volunteers and he's gonna flip the shrimp.
I hate that part.
I always get nervous about it.
I just don't want him to pick me.
You know what's really funny is I'm not the biggest fan of shrimp, but then when the spatula comes out, I'm like, oh, I think I like shrimp.
I think it's because it's like a game.
Then I catch it. It's the competitive side, exactly. So then I catch it and I instantly reminded how I really don't like it. I'm like, oh, that I wanted chicken.
Yeah,
like
can you flip the chicken?
If they flip the chicken, that would be amazing. I'm gonna ask that next time. Be like, hey, flip a chicken.
Probably not.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh no. Like, okay. So anyways, adjacent to me. I don't know. Can you explain this part though? Because you make me laugh every time you talk about it.
I mean, you're talking about the
picture, the meme or whatever.
This lovely older gentleman, he was there with his wife, and I'm assuming they were having a date night as well. He had this like bowl haircut.
Oh no. And a grumpy looking face.
Yeah, like he just was. I don't know if he didn't want to be there. Maybe he was tired. So there could have been a bunch of stuff going on. But he just reminded me of this like meme of this Dutch boy.
And we'll show the picture on Instagram so you guys can see for reference. But he looked like an accelerated older version of this.
Of the Dutch boy. And he had like this haircut that like his bangs went above his eyebrows.
Perfectly above his eyebrows.
And he was just angrily sitting there eating his meal.
But he's not eating his meal. That's the thing. So the plate's in front of him. He has his fork, and he has just his fork in one hand, and he's sitting there just stoic. And then the guy's looking around, and his wife looks over. I don't know how I'm able to tell this right now, but his wife is surveying the room, and then she points, and she's just like, him.
To get the shrimp.
So the chef, they don't waste any time. You get a volunteer, they're like, clink, 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 and they're shooting the shrimp. He sent this shrimp straight to this man who did not move. And in his stoic, just looking like a square, has the fork in his hand. The shrimp goes flying. I am in slow motion watching the shrimp fly, arcing over the table, and then it just right on his forehead.
And like rolls down his face.
Doinks him on the forehead, lands on the plate, and nothing happened.
Unfazed.
Like it was like he's been hit with shrimp every day.
It's part of his nightly routine.
I, the immature child at the other table, immediately go just like that, almost spit my drink out. And you're looking at me like, what? Because your view is kind of obstructed by the chef. And I'm like, he just got doinked on the head by the shrimp. And you're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's not good. Not good. He didn't move. And he didn't do any. The only time he moved is to leave.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Did he eat?
You know what? Now that you mention it, I don't actually know because I never saw him move the whole night.
So that's why I love date night, though, because things like this happen that, one, it could be, content for the podcast, which we didn't even know we were doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And we were just cracking up. And it's also like...
I felt bad.
You did? I did too.
A little bit, but I laughed a lot. I'm still laughing about it. Everywhere I go, I've been telling everyone, wait till you hear what I'm talking about this week. Because that story, that was worth it. That was worth the whole date night. Just it's replaying in my head as we speak.
We also went to Olive Garden recently.
Yeah, and they missed the bowl.
I think I was what she put extra cheese on.
She said cheese, and I'm yeah, duh. I'm not gonna turn that down. And I got the cheese. Yeah. I was cheesed.
It's funny because she literally put the cheese and then it landed on my hand, so I quickly swiped it to the floor, and then she did cheese on your plate, and then when she was leaving,
she did cheese on my lap.
When she was leaving, you were like, she got cheese on me. I'm like, she got cheese on me.
I just went about the rest of the dinner, but I was like, is this normal protocol?
She said, you want a little extra razzle dazzle?
Well, I got it on my lap.
Oh.
So.
Interesting.
Yep, cheese all over.
So we're going to switch into...
well, do you want to talk about what's your ideal date night real quick? If you had to pick real fast, rattle it off. What is your ideal date night?
Oh, okay. Wow. Hold on. Oh, I hate on the spot questions because it stresses me out.
Yeah, and then you're like,
yeah. Why don't you go first?
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I think ideally what would be really nice for me is doing a nice wine tasting. So there's a couple places you could go. You could go to a winery or a restaurant that has a wine bar, stuff like that. So starting out with that, then in this perfect vision, the sun is starting to set. So it's that 7:30 time.
Okay.
So walking around the city at this point, getting a nice cool breeze.
Oh.
I don't have a lot of hair, but feeling the breeze in my hair.
You have a lot of hair.
Up top. Got the sides edged up. So, and then wrapping that up with a windows down drive back home while listening to music kind of loud.
Period.
And that's my ideal date night.
I feel like we can make that happen.
Yeah, today.
Okay.
All right.
Well, no, it's my dad's birthday, so.
Tomorrow.
Okay. My ideal date night would have to have some kind of arts and crafts. So I love painting or making sculptures or whatever, basically that is creative. I love doing that with you because I feel like we can both get really creative and we can see what we've made. Then a nice dinner. And I too, as long as it's not scorching hot outside or humid, because it always is where we live, I would love to do a walk in the park and then go have a drink or something like that. I just feel a calm night. We make all of our dates fun without even trying.
Yeah.
So I feel like any situation you put us in, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. You just got to go out, go do something.
Yeah.
It's okay to stay at home. I think we're huge advocates of, let's just stay home. Let's watch a show. Let's do something at home. Let's hang out with our puppies.
Do our Legos.
Which we still have to do our Seinfeld Lego, but let's also mix in some go outs and that's okay to do.
Yes, I agree.
So do it. Everyone go out. And if you're single, go out, meet people. Because you might meet your next best friend. You might go out and meet your next best friend.
I met you at a dog park.
So dating advice. Look at that.
Okay, so we're going to play Would You Rather speed round. We're going to end up playing some more different games. I don't know if that's accurate. We're going to play some different games in the upcoming episodes. But today we're going to go with Would You Rather speed round. So I'm going to start. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kiss someone? Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm going to be 55 and then that's it. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Every time you kiss someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I really did that bad because you could get fake teeth.
Yeah. You already chose though.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Blech.
True love it is.
Okay.
True love will live on while I die.
Barely.
Okay. That got morbid. Would you rather sing or dance to every single song you hear? So every time a song plays, you have to either sing or dance.
Sing.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't want to have to get up.
Yeah.
What if I'm in like at like a funeral procession or whatever?
Oh my gosh.
That was dark. I don't like that. Okay, knock on wood. Would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a year, or take 3 years off the end of your life?
Same day.
Really?
I get to pick the day, right?
Yeah, for a year though.
Yeah. Same day for an entire year, and I will pick the day and do it over and over again, and that'll be the greatest day ever.
But it's going to be for a year. That's 365 days.
You have to do it a bunch of times, and then by the end of it, you'll be over it, and you're like, oh, I'm ready for tomorrow.
Okay.
Imagine that 365th day. You're doing it for the final time, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's over. Whoa. And then tomorrow, it's like, oh, a new day. What is this?
All right.
That's awesome. Would you rather watch only Hallmark Christmas movies or scary movies?
Hallmark Christmas movies.
Okay.
Scary movies scare me.
Yeah.
So
Because they're scary.
the dark. I'm not scared of the dark, but I'm scared of what could lurk in the dark.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's
it's
scary.
terrifying.
Okay. I like this one a lot because I know which
Me
one I
too.
would
I love my
choose.
last one. So here we go.
Would you rather sip gin with Ryan Reynolds or shoot tequila with Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
What's so funny, before I answer this, is I found that exact same one.
Really?
And I put a twist on it, and mine involves two people as well.
Okay.
But what are the alcohols again? Sorry, I blacked out.
Gin with Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds.
Gin with Ryan Reynolds, but you're sipping it, obviously.
Okay.
Or take shots of tequila with The Rock.
Gin.
Really?
Yeah, I hate tequila.
Then you'd rather hang out.
I know that tequila advocates are going to come for me on this one, but
You'd rather hang out with Ryan?
yeah, I think it'd be so funny.
What?
Yeah.
The Rock, and then Kevin might be there?
Well, Kevin will definitely be there.
Yeah.
No, Ryan Reynolds. I feel like there's a lot to talk about with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Too. So my last one. Would you rather spend one entire day with Giveon or Cinqua Walls? And for those of you that don't know, the actor that I mentioned, Cinqua Walls, was in Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
And most recently in the White Men Can't Jump remake.
Yes, with Jack Harlow.
And at the top of Erica's I love you
I
list.
love you,
So,
yeah. Giveon or him?
Yeah, one whole day.
Are we dating?
I did not say that.
Okay.
This is a question. It's a would you rather.
I would say Giveon.
Yeah, I knew it. And we're dating, by the way. So
Oh, darn.
Giveon it is. Would you like to exit this podcast singing the song again? Or
I'll do just like the day that I met you. That sound country?
Yeah, that was a good twist on that one. You should do covers.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
You should stop being sarcastic.
Okay,
so thank you so much for listening to episode 2 of the Weekly Drop podcast. Obviously, you can find us on Instagram at the Weekly Drop Pod, POD. You can also follow me on Instagram at Erica Janine on air, and
me on Instagram at mhall22.
And then we are going to be working on getting a Facebook page up so we can have more interactions. And I just hope you keep kicking it with us and listening. And we appreciate everyone.
Yeah, don't be afraid to comment. Let us know what you think. Answer some of our questions that we post to you during the episodes on our Instagram, our soon-to-be Facebook, all of those. And give us some ideas of what you guys want to hear. If you see anything, let us know. We are all ears for everything relating to this podcast. So let us know. We will let you know next week some new stuff to drop.
And drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.